About 4 months ago, my parents sat myself and my brothers down and asked a question, and they said, "How would you feel about moving?" And we'd moved houses before, but that's not exactly what they were talking about. Because 4 months ago, I lived in Arizona, and they were talking about moving here. So that was a very big change, and we had a long discussion about it and decided it would be best for our whole family. So then I started telling my friends about it, and they were saying, "Oh my gosh, Washington, isn't that where it rains a lot? Isn't that where it's always dark and kind of cold and that kind of stuff?" So that was my only idea that I had of where I was going because I'd never visited here before. Um, and so now I'm here and I see that it's not actually totally like that, and I'm going to talk about how traveling different places can give you different perspectives on different places and can prove to you why preconceived ideas or things that people tell you aren't always how they turn out to be. So when we moved here, it was totally sunny, first of all, and that was not what I was expecting. And I loved it, and it's super pretty, and I'd been told that the people here, which is something that sounds kind of weird, but that the people here were always sort of unhappy because of how dark it was and rainy. This is true. Because of how dark and rainy it is, and that there's studies that when you live in dark, cold places, that people tend to be more unhappy. That's not what I found out to be, because the people that are here that I've met are much happier than the people that I knew in Tucson. The next story I'm going to tell is about my cousin, who made the crazy decision about 5 years ago that he wanted to move to Russia. I don't remember where it came from, but that was his decision, and he studied a couple years to learn the language and become fluent in it, and then he moved. And he lived out there for about 2 years, and despite all the turmoil that people hear about going on out there, he absolutely loved it. And he loved the culture, and he loved the weather, and he wanted to live there his whole life, but it didn't end up working out, and now he moved back. But my point is that although there are a lot of issues going on there, he still found it to be a very wonderful place, and he enjoyed it there. The next story I'm going to tell is about my sister, who is a total free spirit. She loves to travel. Her first year in college, she decided to study abroad, and she went to Peru. She's also been to Australia and Thailand and Europe, and just recently she got back from Bali. So she originally thought that, like a lot of us say, that America is the greatest country in the world, and she didn't know if there was more out there, but she wanted to see. And a lot of people told her that was kind of a dumb idea because it's expensive, it's hard to adjust to other people's cultures, and it takes time to really enjoy it. And with third world countries that she went to, you get sick a lot, and they told her it'd be a real struggle for her at first. But she went anyways, and she totally enjoyed it, and she still travels a lot today, and never had many issues with it. And it just goes to show you that no matter what people tell you about other places, you have to go there yourself to see it and experience it and decide for yourself whether it's a nice place or not. So to wrap it up, I absolutely love it here, despite what people thought that I would experience, and I find it a very happy place, and I love the people, and so far the weather.